No, it says in stream.
Okay, but now it's yeah, now it works.
I didn't do anything. But yeah. So I'm a bit dazed. I think I was drugged by a certain somebody and woke up like this.
Have no idea who that is.
Yeah, and soon the druid was ensorcelled as planned. Welcome to our stream. I'm Wismore, the Archdruid of this grove, and joining me is the mischievous foxy witch, Wisteria.
Yeah, hi everyone. Hello, Mac.
Hey, Mac.
How are you?
This is Strange News, the only news show where mythical creatures such as us share news of the deep weird in your world. Our quest is to uncover the deepest, weirdest news stories. And we got some deep, weird fairy encounters from all over the world. Brand new stuff you've never seen before. Even though we thought we had exhausted all of the fairy sightings, we found a new source. A new well from which to tap.
I have a question. If there would be like a streaming platform that would offer continuous sightings as fast as they appear all around the world, and you would pay a subscription like Netflix, would you be subscribed to it?
I would, and maybe we'll just need to turn our channel into that.
I see. Max says that Wismore seems a little tied up.
Yeah, maybe I wasn't drugged. Maybe I was hit over the head. Feeling a little dizzy.
Who would hit you?
I don't know. It's on the back of my head. I didn't see it coming.
What you can see can't hurt you, right? Technically.
Good one. All right.
Hey, we are here.
Yeah, we got some cool stuff today. This new well is called the Fairy Investigation Society. It is a real thing in the UK.
And it's not written by you.
It's not written by me. I discovered it in my research for a new video where I was researching existing fairy or recent fairy encounters and weird stuff going on among the fae. So we have enough to do a whole show on it. We've got videos, we've got first-hand experiences. So let's get it kicked up and going. And yeah, in case you've haven't noticed, I am tied up and surrounded by quails. I'll let you fill in the story, or maybe Wisteria will fill us in on what has happened, because I just recently woke up.
Yes, can you put on the screen the thumbnail for the stream, please?
Working my mind control magic on the quails, so they'll help me out.
You're doing a pretty good job with your hands tied.
I have to use mind control.
Amazing. So, you know how there are fairy circles, the mushroom ones, and a good fairy etiquette says don't step inside them, otherwise you'll be stepping out of this world and into like who knows where. Well, I think that Wismore just fell asleep on grass, but you wouldn't fall
asleep.
Yeah, you fell asleep on grass, but you wouldn't fall asleep in the middle of the circle, right?
I was knocked out and fell on my face asleep.
Okay. Well, it was a fast sleep. Okay, and this circle can also grow around you, so you don't have to step inside it, so better watch your step, because he just woke up and he was tied. And there are all of these quails all over him, pecking him like vultures.
Yeah, and that's what you hear in the background, is these happy quails. They're very pleased with themselves. And yes, it is a quail of a time, Mac. And we'll do our updates, I think, a little bit, like, say, in the, what do they call it? Intermission, yes.
Can I tell about my post?
Potion poll post?
Yes. So I just posted the new potion poll. Yeah. And it has 4 options this time, and everyone is welcome to vote in there. I have a favorite one. I'm not gonna tell you what it is. I don't want to sway the vote, but I want to ask Wismar, what would you vote?
What would I vote?
From all the options, we have duck, we have gecko, we have cockroach, and we have ferret.
I think the Feyret would be really cool.
Can you imagine Mac as a ferret?
I want to imagine everybody's a favorite. That's why it's my favorite. Here, I need to fix something real quick. Quails. Maybe this is just a strange size. Let's see. No, they're all off. Okay. Wow.
Mac can imagine himself as a ferret.
He can?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, maybe it'll happen. We'll see who votes for what.
So voting is open on Ko-Fi for all subscription tiers. So go vote, people. And I don't know if you read the description of the poll, Wismar, but there's a Wisteria message in there, more like a public announcement. If we are gonna have a tie again in this poll, I'm just gonna pick 2 potions, and I'm gonna pick an unsuspecting wildling, and I'm gonna combine those 2 potions. So you might end up being like a duck, gecko duck.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Yeah. So no one will see it coming, but I'm gonna do it because I'm so sick and tired of ties.
Me too. I am sick of ties.
That just worked out perfectly.
Yeah, berries and their double meanings. So, we have...
TikToks.
We're going to do some TikToks, and we're going to do some fairy encounters in between. Let's see if I can... Okay, no, I can't. We have this fairy census from the Fairy Investigation Society. This was done in 2017, released in 2018. And what is a fairy census? It's over 160,000 words of fairy encounters from all over the world. And I have picked out only the most recent ones since 2000. We've got a lot since 2010. So these are very recent ones. And so it's an ongoing internet questionnaire about who sees fairies, when and why. And oh, it looks like it's been put in a book too. Magical Folk, British and Irish Fairies, 580 to the present. And there have been other books that are trying to convey the belief that fairies are real. This one takes a sort of a scientific approach and is just collecting data, presenting it to you without their own thoughts. So this is 403 pages. I've got some really cool ones picked out, and we'll get to that. We'll get to those stories in a moment. Oh, let's see. There's something here on page 16 I wanted to look at.
So you only picked the best of the best?
Yeah. And
Amazing.
I filtered out a bunch of the woo-woo, new agey kind of stuff.
Ooh-woo?
Woo-woo. It's like reverse of ooh-woo.
Okay.
See, do you believe all that counts here? I am convinced of the sincerity of the vast majority of respondents. Whether you believe in fairies or not, these people clearly had extraordinary experiences. Experiences that sometimes change their lives. Yeah. But first, let's see what this person has caught on camera. There's something fluttering. Is this another insect spotting? It could be.
That's a fairy.
And I promise, in our fairy encounters, we have more than things that could be also insects.
We also have insects that could be fairies.
Yeah. Oh, we got another face spotting here. I see a little door here on the tree. You know, this is a pine tree.
For all of you people that care. Let's see the fairy.
So we're walking home from the beach. We just saw there's a lizard up there, but a fairy door.
Oh, it's a fairy door and a lizard.
Interesting, because it's
It's just like all askew.
in the middle of nowhere.
I have a theory.
She
She
totally
just-
didn't put it there herself.
No, she just started the video saying, so there's only a lizard here and this door. Dare I say, whenever fairies see people around, they turn into animals, insects, geckos, lizards, and that's why you have so many lizards in your backyard. Maybe they're all fairies and they turn into lizards when they see you.
Oh my goodness, that makes much more sense now.
And there's like a little step too. What is going on? This is so cute.
A little step.
Well, I'm not messing with it, but it's cute. We just found another one, and there's trails back here. Oh, this one has something cool. What does it say?
It's got moss around
Where
it.
we are.
I like how she asked, what does it say? It says do not enter.
All right. So let's see. Oh, okay.
Beware barking fairy.
What if I have a fairy experience, or if I know of someone else's fairy experience? You could go to this website, thefairyist.com, and fill out a survey, or you could get directly in touch with us. We would be happy to share your fairy experiences. All right, so let's see here. We have one from England. It's a male between the ages of 41 and 50. This is sometime after 2010. Happened in a public park between 12 p.m. and 3 p.m. It lasted from between 10 minutes to an hour. Curious, regular, supernatural experiences. No special state reported, like state of being, like how they were feeling at the time.
Mm-hmm.
They do have hair prickling or tingling before or during the experience, though. A sense that the experience was a display put on specifically for them, and unusually vivid memories of this experience. Oh, sudden warmth before the experience and sudden chill afterwards. Or sudden before the experience, a sudden chill also before. Weird. Warmth and chill. So this male from England says, I was walking through the park up into a town when I began to hear singing. Some of it sounded tortured, and I glanced out of the corner of my eye. Left and right, there was a group of fey beings, some very small, others about the size of a child. and others as large as myself walking with me. They appeared completely black, like silhouettes. Some had wings and others didn't. So they're almost like shadow people. As I moved towards the center of town, they faded, though I could still hear the singing for about an hour. And he's having these sensations as he's walking. Some were small females with wings, one about the size of a child, though the torso was twisted and appeared to be in pain. Others were large, human-sized, with wings. The shapes of the beings in question were most definitely fairy shapes. It is probably best to respect them. It was a bright daylight, a sunny afternoon on a busy park full of other people, and I appeared to be the only one who could see or hear them moving with me. He's got fairy sight.
Would you freak out if this happened to you?
Certainly, shadow beings following you could be a creepy experience, but a lot of times with these Fey experiences, there is a sense of feeling that they can project. It's almost a form of glamour. They can give you emotions to make you feel at ease, even though the situation is completely supernatural and strange. So they gave him these prickly tinglies and chills and warmths. And
Do you get prickly tinglies when you see my quails too?
I'm having prickly tinglies in my feet because of circulation.
I should let it circulate more.
Yeah, I should. Somebody would be nice enough to untie my legs.
Should I?
We'll see if chat, what they think. See how kind chat is today.
Vote in chat, say yes or no if we should untie Whisper's feet.
Or if you would like to see purple toes.
This is not that kind of channel.
Alright, our next one is from a female in Buckinghamshire, England. After 2000, around the 2000, before 2010, she was between the ages of 51 and 60 in a woodland. No details about the company she was in. It happened between 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. for about 10 or 2 to 2 minutes. Joyful, regular, supernatural experiences. No special state reported. No special phenomenon to report. Except, she says, dancing balls of light. Beautiful around the trees.
Max has probably loosened them up a bit.
Ah, we got a kind person amongst our chat.
Thank you, kind sir. While I'm at it, I might as well tickle you too.
No.
No.
Oh, I can definitely relate to this. Release me, human.
Release me, woman.
He said woman. This is real.
Unhand me! Release me, woman.
It should be a redeem.
When I'm in a tied up state like this, certainly.
Yeah.
Alright, we've got some folklore. Scottish, Irish, this is Celtic.
A quick reminder that many fairies in folklore are cruel, terrifying monsters that wouldn't look out of place in any modern horror franchise.
Including a certain fairy witch.
As Halloween approaches, I thought I'd just give you a couple of examples of some particularly scary fairies. The Banshee is a beautiful female Scottish fairy that seduces men, rips open their chests, and drinks their blood. Horrifying redcaps live in abandoned castles. They pelt.
I think my chest is safe though.
Yep.
I have a demon mark on it to protect me from anybody tearing directly into my chest.
If anyone would try, that would be the quails.
I'd like them to try their best.
pelt unwary travellers with stones, and then the victim's blood is used to dye those caps red. If she fancies you, you might be okay, but if not, the Fairy Queen will give your soul to hell and has no qualms about replacing your eyes with burning coals. The Trows of Shetland and Orkney. One chilling tale tells how they took on the form of two young children. When the horrifying deception was uncovered, the real children were found unalived in a snowdrift. The Gyan Karnak, a beautiful male Irish fairy who takes a woman as a lover, which doesn't seem too bad, but he leaves soon after, and the magical yearning for him that she feels breaks her heart and she dies of it. So there are lots more that could be on this list, but do remember this Halloween, the fairies don't like you and probably want to kill you.
Not just Halloween, because we've got...
Any other day.
Yeah, we've got recent fairy stories where people might have encountered any one of these. We do have some very strange stories. Let's see.
I like how he ends his video with like, fairies don't like you. And you shouldn't be into them either.
Alright, this one is from a male in Cambridgeshire, England, between the ages of 21 and 30, in the 2010s, inside a private house with one other person who did not share the experience between 9 p.m. and 12 a.m. Only lasted a minute, less than a minute. No fairy glamour reported, but there was a profound silence before the experience, hair prickling or tingling before or during the experience, and also vivid memories of it. It was a brief encounter late one evening. My partner and I, watching television, had since switched the TV off, and we were talking for some time. At one point, I glanced towards the area where the television is fleeting. Only one would do while not paying any particular attention, and caught a glimpse of a small gnome-like man in his house. Immediately, I looked again, but the entity had gone. From the brief glimpse I could see it was almost a cross between the classical description of brownies and a gnome. So I guess he was a little hairy.
Oh, I saw brownies like the cake.
No. And it...
So like a mini Bigfoot?
Yeah, you could say that. It can't have been more than 6 inches tall, very mini Bigfoot, judging by the furniture I glimpsed it on. It had a scruffy dark brown or black beard, which seemed to be spiky and covered most of its face. No brightly colored clothes. They were all in dark brown. I recall it had a pointed hat or head. That's also Bigfoot. Bigfoot has like a cone head too, which was also dark in color.
Max says gnomes may be a hobbit.
It could be a hobbit, a very hairy hobbit, 6 inches tall. There were a number of rocks that we had collected on our travels on the furniture it had been sighted on. Perhaps it was drawn to them in some way. It left a feeling of being watched, but wasn't malevolent. It's just the same. The sighting was so fleeting. It does feel like I've glimpsed something that didn't want to be seen.
There's a ballet called
Max says no, a hobby. HOBBI. I don't know what that is.
A hobby? That's like painting is a hobby.
No, it's
Oh, HOBBIE? Wait, I can't see.
hop.
A hob. Like a hobgoblin. That's a hob.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Mac knows his fae.
I feel like some fae might be messing with your typing, Mac.
The gremlins in the system.
Many people
Yep.
don't know it's based off of Slavic mythology. In the ballet, people call the ghosts willies. It's just a really bad pronunciation of the Slavic word vila.
Oh. I wonder... Well, okay. Vili, they're called willies. But they give you the willies.
Is the singular. elements like the winds, rivers, trees, lakes, and especially clouds.
She's kind of quiet.
They're also warriors that are really good at archery. It's my favorite classical ballet. It's about class dynamics, but nobody knows it. But the villi are really reduced in the telling. There's a ballet.
Wait,
So,
can you rewind a bit?
yeah, you're playing a Villi in our Changeling game, aren't you?
Yeah. Wait, what? Yeah. Oh, it all makes sense. I chose it and I forgot about it.
Same root as Hobgoblin, yeah. But these creatures live in one's home. It's a household elf.
Ballet called Giselle. Many people don't know it's based off of
Can you
Slavic
stop the
mythology.
video, please? And let's just look what this woman has on the ceiling.
Vines?
What's happening there? Nothing looks like roots.
Oh yeah,
That
okay.
looks like
She
vine.
ripped out roots to look like vines. Dried roots.
Yeah, okay.
It
I
could,
want her to decorate my house though.
yeah. Actually, yeah, it doesn't really look like vines. Vines don't grow like that.
Mythology. In the ballet, people call the ghosts willies. It's just a really bad pronunciation of the Slavic word vili. Vila is the singular. In post-folklore, vili have long blonde hair. They're associated with different landmarks and elements like the winds, rivers, trees, lakes, and especially clouds. They're also warriors that are really good at archery. It's my favorite classical ballet. That's about class dynamics, but nobody knows it. But the villi are really reduced in the telling. There's a ballet.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so Villi are usually, I think they're all female, and they try to shun the interaction with men. They are distrustful of men. That's all I remember from reading about the Villi.
But if one handsome druid that's really trustworthy comes around, they change their mind, I can tell you.
Yeah. You can gain their trust. Oh, we got an obvious Fey trap. This also seems pertinent.
This screams for your name.
Maybe there's a idea of how to avoid traps.
This time, a very obvious fey trap doorway to nothing. I don't know, let's go.
That's not how you avoid the trap. You don't run into it willingly.
But you don't know if it's a trap if you don't walk into it, right? Big brain.
Maybe.
Oh, can we just stick to TikToks and then stories because it's really confusing.
Okay. Point of view. Me going into the woods to make sure all the sexy winged fae know that I'm just a wee little human ready to be kidnapped. That is not what I was doing.
You sure?
Yes.
I think this is how I met you.
Although my head was spinning as I hit the floor.
Okay. Oh, this is for you.
Why you shouldn't fall asleep around a fairy.
If you can help it.
She put her fairy dust in there in his drink.
Yeah. I don't think it's edible.
You
It's
ate
certainly-
some, you're fine.
It's certainly dangerous.
You have some every day.
I guess I didn't know it.
I guess we'll never know.
So these look like honey cakes.
Because they are.
Okay. Is that lavender?
Lavender and milk and cakes with honey.
Wow, giving an offering to the fae around my house. That is quite an offering. Today I'm giving them cake. Macaroons. Oh, they're cookies. Honey drizzled on top, lavender and basil I grew myself. And oh, he gave him almond milk?
No, give them like whole milk at least. Don't give them the Starbucks barista almond milk.
This is the last TikTok she ever filmed.
Yep.
Next to a tree with 3 trunks. By the power of 3, so mote it be. And she was smited.
Do you know what I submitted this TikTok? Through this public message, I want to say that I am accepting snacks.
Oh, I see. I see.
Feel free to throw them my way, but not the almond milk.
Especially the honey cakes.
Yep.
So the Fae gave you gifts, huh? You're getting...
Let me turn her up too. So it says, I have a question about the Fae. If they give you gifts, should you accept them? I keep getting mixed answers. So, as Piper likes to say, she has a master's in folklore. Let's see what she has to say about it.
Conflicting answers because the answer's complicated. Hi, I'm Piper. My graduate degree is in
Oh,
folklore.
graduate degree. I'm sorry. She's a doctor.
PhD.
So I can talk about this. 3 parts. Don't be asking for gifts from the Fae. Like, I wouldn't be setting out trying to work with the Fae. Don't thank the Fae when they give you a gift. But if they've already given...
Hey, we actually did cover this in our how to deal with Fae etiquette. Never thank the Fae.
Oh. Yeah, our content always come back full circle.
Yeah, because we might know what we're talking about.
given you a gift, then what do you do?
And we don't even have a PhD.
Yep.
That's the complicated part because you don't want to offend the Fae.
It's lived experience.
They're more
It's street smart.
neutral, but they are known for loopholes and also this idea of justice or strictness. Think of the Fieries in Labyrinth. This might be a niche reference, but you know how Sarah pulled off their heads and threw them, even though that's fine, that doesn't hurt them at all, and they do it and have fun. So they're like, well, we're gonna pull your head off now too. They gave you a gift, they might be expecting a gift. So if you come across a gift from the Fae, then you might already be in their crosshairs. I would recommend leaving something for the tit for the tat so that you are even, so that there is no debt outstanding. It's not like, hey, I'm looking to work with you. It's, hey, I'm looking to settle this so that we are Dunskies. They leave you a nice feather, you leave them a thimble of honey. They leave you a pretty rock, you leave them a different pretty rock. They leave you a portal and they claim it's to Prithian so that you can be married to a High Lord. They're lying. Also, if it seems too good to be true, it is.
Yeah. You could even
What's your experience with Guest Whisperer?
you could even upstage the gift giving. But that gets a little interesting. What's my experience with what?
With receiving gifts from me? From the Fae?
It's usually a trap. Bait
Is
for a
it?
trap. It's the truth.
It's not always like that.
I might be a little salty right now.
But we're just working with, don't offend them, but don't thank them. We just want to eliminate that debt aspect. That's all. I hope this is helpful.
Yeah, because you may actually meet a fairy. They are still having encounters.
Yeah.
Appalachian Fae folk. We got a man of the woods. When European settlers arrived in the Appalachian Mountains, they brought their belief in the Fae with them. More than their belief in the Fae, they were just encountering the Fae that were there. These beliefs became blended with those of the native people who had their own wee folk. See? They were already there.
Did you hear the song that's playing?
No.
Can you rewind 2 seconds? It says come to Silicon Valley.
Down the Silver Valley, I think is what they were saying.
Oh, okay. I doubt that there are any fairies there.
There may be. They don't like cities much, because there isn't much nature for them to live in.
Yeah,
But-
maybe a few of them have a startup or something.
Yeah, there are some encounters, just few. Alright, so we have a guy catching fish, alright?
Oh, Meg has a question.
Yeah.
So if a fae gives you say a potion, should we give an equal gift?
Honey cakes will do?
Yeah. Usually, when I do potions, I'm getting my payment in giggles. I get to laugh a lot.
Yeah, and that's why you will see so many memes from this fairy witch. She thrives off of giggles. Alright, yeah, so the Nunahi is actually in Changeling too, the game, which is Tslagi for the people who live everywhere, or the people who live forever, simply the immortals. And in the Changeling game, the Nunahi are the Native American Fae folk. The rattle of the swords now, the armor we have on, the wind blows off the hillside as we ride to meet the dawn. Then there are the Yunwizundi, another form of spirit people recognized by the Cherokee. Whoa, there's a lot written on this page, but I can't read it. They are sorted into 3 groups or clans based on behavior and patterns of temperament: the Rock, the Laurel clan, and the Dogwood clan. So we got 2 trees and a rock. That's a one-eyed wolf. The traditions told about these groups mingled with the European stories of fairies, leprechauns, and others brought here by the pioneers. Are you going to talk about the Cyclops wolf? That's what I'm here for. There are also several sayings that come from beliefs in fairies in Appalachia. If you're outside in the woods, you can figure out if fairies have been out and about, partying and having a good time. Just look for a circle of mushrooms, a sign that the fairy folk have been dancing in a circle. You can also listen for the pew-pew noises.
Yep. But I don't know why you're so salty, like, towards me, because I'm not the one who tied you up.
I am tied up by your proxies. I know who's the mastermind behind this. Yeah, I do have a story from North Carolina, which is in the Appalachians. We'll get to that.
Oh, please share, please share.
Want me to do it now?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I lied. I didn't save it, but I have one from Colorado, which is in the Rockies.
You said that you have one from when you were in...
Oh no, it's not a personal one.
Oh.
Alright, I'll continue. I know I've lost interest in the story already. Alright, so we got magpies that have been trained to pick up litter. Those magpies, I have been attacked by a magpie before.
What did you do?
They are vicious. They're very territorial, so if you come anywhere near their nests, even if you can't see it, they will dive bomb you. And it's rather humiliating crawling on all fours, trying to get to class while a magpie is dive bombing you.
Pies have been trained to pick up litter. Father and son team Thomas and Olof in Sweden created a reward system. When the bird drops the rubbish in the hole, it gets seeds to eat.
Well, here we have the magpie that's brought a bottle cap, and it drops it into the drop hole, which goes through the drop hole and into the black container, where the camera can detect that a bottle cap has been dropped. And then we can use the USB relay to trigger the feeder motor, so that it dispenses some food for the magpie in exchange for the bottle cap.
I'm still trying to get the birds to show up. I do have a small crow story for you, a personal one.
Okay.
And it was from today. I heard the crow outside nearby, so I went out to the front yard because that's where I knew I heard from. It was in a tree in my neighbor's yard, crowing, and I saw it fly into my backyard, still crowing, and I went there and brought some quarters and a fake treasure coin and put it with the peanuts and pistachios and mealworms and birdseed so that it could better find the treats that I left out for it. But I did not see it eat them yet. It was time for stream when I came in.
I see. I have an idea. You know what we should put in the backyard? We should buy some satin ribbons of different lengths, and we should tie coins to them and tie them from the branches at different lengths so they will catch the light.
Okay.
They can blow in the wind too, and we can like put some bowls with seeds.
Sounds good. Sounds like good yard decoration too.
Mm-hmm.
We got some more bird videos. This one's a raven.
Hola. ¿Qué le haces a la mamá? Hola.
Hola, cariño.
¿Qué le dices a la mamá?
¿Qué tal estás? Hola. ¿Puedes salir?
¿Qué le dices a la mamá? Hola.
He's got like a little tag on his foot. I wonder if he was a rescue.
I bet this is how you imagine the ravens coming up to your door.
If only I were so lucky. Yeah. Some more raven fun.
Working on Hahada's shape.
Try again? Copy grab. No, not the hole.
Wait, what? I got it in there.
If it works, it
Technically, what
works.
I asked her to do.
Yeah, why you have to make it so difficult?
Yeah.
You just open it up and put it in.
Try again. Yes. Come on.
This is like having a toddler.
Success.
Good. Yes. Yes. Nice job.
What is he eating?
Working on
Looks like dog food.
Oh.
More ravens. What? Delivering a letter?
Nope. A big one.
Oh, I think we actually saw this on one of the strange newses, and it was reversed, like the video.
Mm.
But yeah,
It's bringing you money.
that is some
How
good
would you
trading.
even tax this?
This actually looks like one of those grackles, because that does not
Okay.
have a raven face.
But technically, what would you tell your accountant? Listen.
It's cash. Under the table
From-
cash.
Yeah. From the black market.
Yeah.
Do you think Gabby would believe this story?
I think you should keep it a secret between you and your grackle.
I see. It's not like they go through my PayPal account anyway.
This never makes it to your PayPal account. This
Yeah.
just goes straight to your drawer.
My cash drawer.
Mm-hmm. Alright, that was all our videos. But we do have some more Fae encounters. Alright, our next one is from Wales, Flintshire. I'll ask the whales to turn it down a bit. $185. Oh, we got a picture. Flintshire. It's that same fairy that was just at the waterfall.
So it's not an insect.
Yeah. Multiple sightings. This is from a female in 2010. We actually have the stamp. Actually, this says 2017. Hold on, I have a cough. Muted for stream.
Yeah, I got startled by it.
In her garden with one person who also shared the experience between 9 p.m. and 12 a.m. Okay, that matches. Less than a minute, no fairy mood reported. No other supernatural experiences. Captured on home CCTV security. Small with wings and legs. Here's our legs, here's our wings.
No hands.
Yeah. Alright, our next one, we're going to move to Canada. This is from Alberta, female, 2010s. She was young.
Everything happens in 10.
Because that's the ones I'm picking out, the recent ones.
Don't you have something like from the pandemic?
No, this was published in 2018. So it was before the pandemic.
I see.
This female was young at the time, 11 to 20, in a city. So we've got a city encounter with one other person who shared the experience. It's also an evening, so we got a lot of evening encounters. Lasted 1 to 2 minutes. No fairy mood reported. I was ill and getting some air going for a walk with my husband. Okay, so it was probably closer to 20 at the time then. Profound silence before the experience, a sense that the experience marked a turning point in her life. I was feeling quite
in her relationship.
Yeah. I was feeling quite sick and needed to throw up, unfortunately, but my husband and I saw this beautiful bright light that had a trail behind it. It was spectacular. It landed on my shoulder, and my husband saw it fly off. It was magic. It was quite dark, and the light from the fairy was incredibly bright. It was blue or green, maybe even a mix in between, kind of like Wistmore green. It was winter, and there was snow on the ground. It all happened so fast, but knowing we both saw it just means so much to me. I've seen them before, but this was the first time. Okay, so she's seen them like last time when she was 11, between the ages of 11 to 20. Okay. It was her first shared experience with somebody else, though. It was a bright light that had a trail of light behind it because it was flying so fast. Little bells and chimes. It couldn't.
Santa.
Santa's a fairy?
No, Santa has bells and chimes.
Maybe he is a fairy. It could have. been, but I really believe it was a fairy. Alright, we got another one from Canada. This one from Nova Scotia. Oh no. $156. Okay. Male, 2010, age 51 to 60, in a woodland, in a city, in a garden, on my own, 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. Okay, afternoon. Whoa, this one's erotic. Never or almost never have supernatural experiences. There was some alcohol involved, or maybe a drug. He was very sad, had a lost sense of time. He sensed that the experience marked a turning point in his life. Okay, 2017, mid-August. Sitting out on the deck, smoking. Inside with dogs, door open, when I saw a cloud zoom down so fast past 2 gardens. Then it paused, went on 4 limbs, an inch long, dropped down in the front, made a sign, and it took off into a Japanese apple tree. It looked like a spider with brown limbs. This is strange if this is going to be erotic. Since this light out back, playing tricks on and off, and I found a fairy stone, the sacred heart stone. A cloud with 1-inch limbs. I've never seen the head, so it looked like a light brown limbs like a spider. For it moved magically, and the cloud was its vessel. It had 1-inch limbs, and there is always a green mist smell. Back door. To me, I believe now I have the stone, the secret heart. It went missing after 3 days. Cleaned the house 4 times, then I lit a candle outside with water earth and a bit of red wax over the white candle on a windy night, and prayed for the stone to return. Next morning, it was at my foot of my bed. I still have it today. So, wow.
I have a question. How did he know how to make like a prayer ritual with the candle and the water and the... Wait, what is what water, earth, water?
Yeah, I don't know. Water earth. With water
Watery
earth.
earth, like mud?
Maybe. But it's not like they speak a foreign language in Nova Scotia, so I don't see there being a translation problem here.
Maybe he still wrote the encounter while he was drunk.
Maybe. But it does seem like there's a lot missing from this story, because it's all over the place.
Yeah.
We'll let the viewers fill in the gaps. Okay, this will be our last one from Canada. And then we'll move to the US.
But what was erotic about this one?
I don't know.
He was into the spider, or the fact that he got out the candles and he hasn't used them in a while?
Yeah, he got out the candle wax. It was at the foot of his bed. Who knows what happened the night before? He's obviously leaving something out. Okay, here we go. Ontario, female, from the 2010s. She was young, under 10. Inside a house with one other person who did not share the experience. It was 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., so in the morning. Lasted 1 to 2 minutes. It was friendly. She had just woken up, and she felt the experience was a display just for her. Okay, I was eating breakfast one morning when I took a drink of milk, and a fairy with short, red, curly hair flew out from my milk, threw her arms back, and spat out a drop of milk. Maybe it was almond milk. and the drop landed on my table. She had neon pink skin, a green dress with a skirt made of leaves, and she had little purple boots to her knees with buckles.
That's fashion.
Yeah. She flew from near my glass right out my back door. Then I drank again, and another fairy flew out. She had orange skin with hair to her hips, and it was aqua colored.
This is what happens when you buy almond milk.
Well, I think you're going to have more people buy almond milk with that.
Okay.
You summon Sailor Moon Team. She had a red-pink flowing dress to her knees. She had green boots. She flew out the door as well. Before I could swallow another drink, a third fairy came out. She had a green skin, dark blue hair as long as her body, and little pink shoes no higher than her ankles. And they went twirly at the end with a bell. She had a yellow dress with silver sparkles. What?
I'm not a specialist, but no, she's describing spot on the entire cast from Tinkerbell.
What, really?
Yeah. I was really into the books and everything, and there's each and every fairy was perfectly described.
Oh my goodness. This is like a cartoon Tinkerbell?
Yep.
The squirt...
Like a spin-off series, sorry.
Okay. Alright, there was an orange bow at her hips. Instead of spitting out the milk, this fairy threw her arms back behind her and waved at me. Stunned, I looked at her wide-eyed and waved back. She flew over to my ear and said, "Thank you for the milk." I said, "You're welcome." She flew down the hall and up the stairs. Fairies are kind, helpful creatures, can be mischievous in a good way, I beg to disagree, and can be mean if treated poorly. Now, have I been treating anybody here poorly?
Have you?
I am really wondering.
Did you get some snacks lately?
Is that what's the problem? I'm not offering enough snacks?
Maybe, yeah. I'm out of snacks. You haven't been offering, you haven't been asking.
I see. I've been focused on finding fairy sightings. And we'll jump.
You're so focused on looking at the fairies that you don't feed the fairies.
Yeah. That's why I have apprentices. But Tetro isn't here.
You only have Grid and he's peacefully sleeping.
Yep. This one's from California. Female, age 51 to 60, inside her a private house. Yeah, her own. 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Friendly, sympathetic, occasional supernatural experiences. Oh, she was very sad. So maybe they made her happy. No special phenomena recorded with the incident. Okay. A leg cramp had triggered a bad fibromyalgia flare. I went inside to lie down. In mere seconds, not finished settling down, I felt long-fingered hand hold my hand. A pair of similar long-fingered hands, they felt feminine, massaging my leg hard. I felt the distinct fingers. They unkinked the muscles, and my fibromyalgia flare stopped just like that. It never normally stopped so fast. My grandfather's home, where this happened, had a reputation for strange happenings, such as ghosts. Well, she doesn't think this is it because there was no tactile experiences with the ghosts. She also thinks a lot of alien experiences actually involve fairies. I do have a video about that. Fairies seem more believable to me as they have less far to travel and in more common with us. They are actually still alien, but not from off-world, just a different dimension.
So her massaging stopped the flare from happening.
Yeah.
This is like a physiotherapist fairy.
Yeah. I have felt other touches from fairies, most recently yesterday, a couple of comforting touches when I was frustrated with the chronic fatigue that goes with my health issues. But the account I gave was the most vivid experience. So she's had glimpses, but nothing as concrete as the touches. Okay. Next one is from Colorado.
I want to ask you something.
Yeah.
So, do you want to make a deal with me? That if you bring me more snacks, I'm gonna untie you and I won't forget about it after stream, and that I'm not gonna tie you back up. I mean the quails.
Somebody just self-incriminated themselves.
Focus on the thing that I'm asking you.
Well, if you remember, one of my 8 fairy etiquette tips is don't make deals with fairies.
But one of them says bring them offerings and gifts and treats.
Yeah, you can do that. Just don't make a
So?
deal.
This is not a deal.
Okay.
Who said that it's a deal?
All right, well then I don't have to
It's
answer.
not like, yeah, well, it's not like you're getting anything in return, so it's not a deal.
All right, this is female in Colorado. Wait, 1980s. I thought I picked a new one. Okay, maybe it's this one. Male.
It's new enough.
Male, 2010s. We're jumping to this one. He was alone. Still has ongoing experiences. Friendly, mischievous, angry, joyful, sassy, and fierce. A fairy named Sylviz lives on his shoulder and speaks to him. Usually just stories and opinions, but occasionally she has good insight and will protect him in his own life. A woman made out of a combination of leaves and insect parts. High-pitched and giddyish. She told him she's a fairy. A smaller form of fae. It's extremely complicated and varying. I briefly met her, so either she's there or she's some intense schizophrenia going on here.
There is some intense.
Yeah, and it is complicated because I'm sure she changes form.
Yeah, and you can't really explain it to a doctor either. Or to anyone else.
Just have to find the right doctor.
Yeah, one that has PhD in folklore. Would you get a PhD in folklore?
If I could test out of it, sure.
What do you mean?
Like take a test and then I get the PhD with all my knowledge.
Oh, you want to like freestyle it?
Yeah.
It's like an IQ test.
Yeah, like I've read a bunch of books. I'm sure a bunch of the same books that they read in university.
Wouldn't it be cool if I put together an exam for you?
I don't know how entertaining it would be, but sure.
It would, because it would be made by me.
Here we go. We got one from Florida. Female in the 2000s, age 31 to 40, kindergarten. In the afternoon, it was mischievous, but with a warning. She did have a loss of sense of time.
Warning?
I don't know, we're about to find out. Okay, here we go. Was digging up a garden bed and had a visit from the wee folk riding on a bee. At first I shooed the bee away, but then it hovered 6 inches away from my face, and I heard a little voice. I could not believe a fae was hovering in my face, trying to make contact. I listened closely, looked closely to try to read her lips, but she was too small. I think she was trying to keep me from entering a sacred place, so I put in an old garden gate as a fence and had a psychic check out the land. Wish we knew how that turned out. She was less than a half-inch tall. It's here in Florida. Let's do another Florida one. we'll do this 2010s, age 21 to 30, in her home at evening between 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. Entering my house, I turned to make sure the patio door shut, and I saw a blur, much bigger than anything on my patio, dart from one plant to another. I could tell it was bipedal, but it was like it wasn't solid. They were seen but not moved too quickly, and seemed like they were more spectral than solid. I saw that the plants it touched were affected as if physically rustled. Just heard the rustling of the plants. Had the experience with ghosts before, but fairy experiences leave a different after feeling. Hard to explain. Like they don't have the sense of dread. Terror.
This reminds me of something. So when I was visiting you one morning, I was making coffee for both me and you, and on your plant table, I saw one of your plants like kind of spring back, like someone tugged on it. And I think it was Drake, our lizard, jumping from one plant to the other. He was doing parkour early in the morning. But if no one knew that we had a lizard there, they would just think that they're fairies.
True. And they do move quite fast.
Yeah.
You have to be very nimble to be able to catch one. All right, this is our last one from Oregon. Female, 2000s, age 21 to 30. On or near Watercliff Trail. Was with one other person who shared the experience. It was in the evening after 9 p.m. She also had the hair prickling and tingling before the experience. Friends and I were walking along the cliff trails on a full moon night when we noticed something large and gray crouched on the trail side. It looked like a spider-human hybrid with a humanoid body, gray fur, multiple eyes, and limbs. We got another spider here. It jumped up and skittered off towards the woods. We left immediately. Human spider, 6 feet tall, multiple limbs, human-like face with compound eyes, dark markers on body, hissed before it bolted. So this area is reported to be cursed or a nexus point for ley lines. If not fae, then some kind of elemental.
Fox elemental.
Spider elemental.
Eee, that's icky.
So there we go. Did you enjoy our fairy encounters?
I sure did.
And there's lots more. This is a 403-page document. We've got stories from Australia, South America, China.
Do you have from Europe too?
Yeah, there is a section that has Europe. I didn't find anything from Romania. Okay. Let me jump. Russia, Norway, Italy, Iceland, Germany,
Yeah, in
France.
alphabetical order.
France, okay. So we'll go down, back to Russia. Well, Russia's after Romania. Portugal to Russia. Spain. Sweden. That's it. Yeah, so this is on fairyist.com. You can click on the fairy census if you would like to read more strange fairy encounters.
So speaking of, how do you come across these kinds of books and websites?
Rabbit holes. I just start digging.
Yeah, but from where? You just like sniff them out.
Yeah. Yeah. I have contacts on the inside.
So you won't share secrets?
I am sharing my secrets. Look at all these stories I've just shared.
No, like the process of searching for them.
Just like one thing leads to another. There's not like a real process because I'd never come across this before, and I've been searching for fairy sightings for well
Like
over a year
every day.
now. What's that?
You said that you've been searching for fairies, and I said just like about every day.
Yeah, for over a year. And this has just been a little diamond in the rough that I found and brushed off.
How does your search history look like?
Yeah, I'm sure it's interesting. We never did our updates, so if you want, we can do our updates now.
Okay. Panics.
I am working on a new YouTube video. I think I already mentioned that I hope to have out soon. It's already recorded. I just need to add in the visuals, and it's about fairies that still exist, and we have some news stories.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I am working on. We are working on a visual development page, and I just need to put it together for tomorrow because tomorrow is going up. Is it? Hopefully.
Oh, yeah. So I gotta write that story for you.
Yeah. And we already started on the second page for this month. We are going to be doing a shorter version of the first page. The first page will be with wisteria, so it will be cute, pretty, painted. It's going to be super artistic. And what I mean by short version is that we're going to cut like I don't know, a third of it, something like that. Make it look pretty, make it look aesthetic. We'll have a bit of text and a bit of art, so you get the gist of it. And it's gonna be available for the first subscription tier, the Wooden Sea Trick. And we will be able to post it kind of soon-ish on our social media, Twitter, Instagram, other relevant social media, so people can see and they can get a bit of a taste for what we do with visual development, because we haven't really been able to post them, to be honest.
Yeah, we've been
And
doing a lot of art, but not really sharing it with the public, just our Ko-Fi members.
yeah, and we want to start posting more on Ko-Fi, like public posts, maybe videos, maybe I don't know, stuff, because it looked kind of empty if you aren't in the boat with us. Subscribe there. And we are already preparing for next month. I want to mention the last post that we did. I think it was one of my ideas of making basically like a product page, because there are so many merch ideas that I want to get out, at least like on paper, if not like finished product. And one of them is pens and a magazine type book and posters and stuff like that. So even though like we won't get fully into production yet or at all, I just want to see like how they look. So I am drawing mock-up versions of how they would look. And I did some pins, like Wismar Grove pin pack, and they look quite realistic, don't you think?
Yeah, they are quite convincing.
Do you have a favorite one?
There's a Tetra redesign in there.
Ooh, yeah. We
But
haven't shown the redesign yet.
yeah, it wasn't actually the final version though.
Yeah, it was done before the final version, I think.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and wrap it up there, and we'll see if we're back on Tuesday for Twitch. We got lots of cool stuff to do art-wise and talk about game-wise and strange news. So,
Ooh.
yeah, we've already got all that set up. Stuff I wanted to cover last week, but there's a lot of other stuff going on here that we couldn't stream. So we got some pent up stuff to get out. And hope to catch you then. And otherwise, we'll just catch you out in the wild until then.